So guys, the court in Kuje in Abuja has actually and officially remanded Nnamdi Kanu's brother and Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer, being Aloy Ejimakor, in prison. And they actually in Kuje prison as we are talking to you now. And this has actually, made a lot of people to start, saying that Omoyele Sowore intentionally delivered Nnamdi Kanu's brother and his lawyer to the federal or to the hands of the federal government. And now that they've been remanded in prison and they will be going to another, court case, just like Nnamdi Kanu is actually going. But honestly speaking, I don't think that particular. I'm going to show you the comments of some people that were attacking Omoyele Sowore. That was all his plan from the beginning, that he wanted to deliver Nnamdi Kanu's brother and his lawyer to them and all that. Remember, this is Aloy Ejimakor, who is part of the legal counsel of Nnamdi Kanu, whose court case will come up on the 23rd of this particular month. Being today is 24th, just 2 days from now, he should actually be in court to defend his client, be Nnamdi Kanu. But now, the federal government that actually arrested and gotten a court order to remand him, which is a high level of rascality, because when someone is actually exercising his fundamental right, because the right to protest is the fundamental right of anybody, and they even took court orders and probably went to the respective agencies to tell them or to take permissions and all that and permits to carry out this particular protest. So on what grounds were they arrested, and on what grounds were they even remanded in prison? And this shows you how weak our judiciary are or is in the country. Most of the people that are actually speaking this, personally, I don't think Omoyele Sowore, wanted to do this. Because if you've been checking and following the patterns of how the Nigerian government have been, silencing the voice of, the voice of opposition and those that are actually, protesting against injustice, this is their modus operandi. They will find the leaders of that particular protest and actually apprehend them and try to, remand them in prison for maybe 1 month or a certain number of times. But let us look at the greater part and probably the positive side of this particular protest. Even BBC had to carry this particular news and made it go viral. And the visibility and the awareness it created. I showed you guys in my former video the protests that actually happened in Toronto, the one that actually happened in UK, the ones that actually happened in the US and other countries in the world. And this has actually brought the awareness of Nnamdi Kanu and the injustice he's facing in the face of the judiciary and the Nigerian government, whereby you illegally renditioned a man since 2021 and have refused to prove a case beyond reasonable doubt since 2021. You've kept on adjourning why this particular man is languishing in prison. And this is why this particular protest, shocked them, because they weren't expecting that a lot of people, activists, will actually turn up in this to participate in this particular protest. They were so shocked that even Abuja, as a matter of fact, was almost shut down. Abuja was almost shut down like this. People protesting. So they were shocked with the kind of love and the kind of support that Omoyele Sowore got. And it showed that Nnamdi Kanu, as a matter of fact, is truly a force to reckon with. He's truly a force. So the Nigerian government was so shocked that the presidency had to even come out through their, bigot, being Bayo Onanuga, who came out and started, threatening that Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer for participating in that particular protest should be sanctioned by the Nigeria Bar Association, blah, blah, blah. And people asked him, is he not a human being? He is first a human being. He is first a Nigerian before he can say he's a lawyer. So he equally has a right to get involved in any kind of protest, because that is his fundamental right. Your profession do not take away your fundamental right. Bayo Onanuga, who has always had this particular disdain and hatred for anything that has to do with the Igbos, are the ones speaking. But I love how people actually responded and exposed their ignorance and all that. So I don't think Omoyele Sowore wanted to deliver Nnamdi Kanu's brother and Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer to the federal government. We know that this has been the modus operandi and how the federal government always want to silence the opposition. They will make arrests and try to arrest the leaders of that particular protest, to silence them and to threaten others, so that people will not carry out such protests again. But I love Omoyele Sowore's resilience. Look at what he has been following this particular arrest and the remand of Nnamdi Kanu's brother and his lawyer. Look at what he posted. He said, urgent, that we have been informed that plans are allegedly in place at Kuje prison to harm Nnamdi Kanu's younger brother, Fineboy, and Aloy Ejimakor, his special counsel, inside Kuje prison by special orders assigned by the Asuwaji Bola Ahmad Tinubu. So he's saying that this is an SOS, an emergency, that Nnamdi Kanu's brother's life and the lawyer's life is at risk, because they are making plans to actually, treat them, injure them, and equally beat them in that particular Kuje prison. This is what Omoyele Sowore was saying. But Aloy Ejimakor equally came out and actually, released a statement on his official social media account on Twitter or X. He said something that, I am safe, as you can see on the screen, and sound, but still under custody at Kuje prison. The magistrate refused to listen to our submissions. He insisted on remanding us till Friday and got his way. For context, keep in mind that they bypassed several magistrate courts in town and headed to this one in Kuje. And, I've often said it here that any country whereby the judiciary has been bastardized is a dead country, is a country that can no longer work. A country whereby, our politicians can go overnight immediately to get injunctions to stop this, to stop the EFCC from probing them, to stop the police from arresting them. A judiciary whereby any politician can actually approach to prevent people from protesting is no longer a judiciary. Do you know that they try to protect someone's fundamental right? But these careless courts we have in the country and these careless lawyers we have in the country will go ahead to give an injunction restricting people from exercising their due fundamental rights. And this is the level of rascality and bastardization of the judiciary we have in the country. You could hear what Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer said, that people should keep in mind that this particular court that gave this injunction to remand him, that they bypassed several magistrate courts in town and headed to this one in Kuje, where they can get an easy and favorable, a cash and carry judgment immediately. Meanwhile, look at what some people are saying about the remand of Nnamdi Kanu's brother and his lawyer. This person said, Nnamdi Kanu's brothers and lawyer joined Sowore in the Free MNK protest. Nnamdi Kanu's brother and lawyer got arrested while Sowore ran away. Much later, Sowore went to the police station where they were being held to visit them. He walked in, visited them, made a video, and walked out a free man, despite being involved in the same protest that got Nnamdi Kanu's brother and lawyer arrested. So people are saying that Yellow Sowore, this person is accusing Yellow Sowore that he might be responsible or probably might have collaborated with the Nigerian police to ensure that Nnamdi Kanu's brother was arrested and all that, probably and all that. But like I said, I don't believe in these particular stories. Yes, you might hate him, Yellow Sowore and all that, but sincerely, he actually did this particular protest. Whether you like it or not, the protest has actually written history on its own, and it has created this particular political awareness, not just in Nigeria, across the country. You could see what happened yesterday. Everywhere was just tensed up. The media, international foreign media, was carrying that particular news. And this is the awareness we want. Yes, people, many people that hate Yellow Sowore and probably people that hate Nnamdi Kanu are the ones, oppositing and saying that Yellow Sowore intentionally did what he did to, actually hand Nnamdi Kanu over to Nnamdi Kanu's brother and lawyer over to the Nigerian government. Well, like I said, we'll see. Look at what this other person said. Why didn't you encourage them to run away like you when he's up? So people are saying that why didn't Yellow Sowore tell Nnamdi Kanu brother and the lawyer to run away? Run away where? That there was this particular video whereby the police was tear gassing innocent protesters, and you started shooting tear gas, which is the norms of Nigerian police. They will first of all try to cause chaos and turn around to blame the protesters that they were the chaotic ones. This was a peaceful protest. Nobody started anything. Nobody was actually destroying anything. The Nigerian police started shooting tear gas to aggravate them, so that whenever they react, they will come and target that they were violent and all that. So in that particular cause of tear gas, Yellow Sowore had to run away. So the people are now saying that why didn't he tell or encourage Nnamdi Kanu and Nnamdi Kanu's brother and his lawyer to run away like he did and all that? They're trying to accuse him that he abandoned them and went free and all that. But that is not the case. I can tell you this, that the protest that actually happened yesterday will shape in a lot of things. It will bring more awareness, especially to the UK and to every international observer that is actually interested and probably involved in this particular case. And that is why the Nigerian government, became so angry that they wanted to teach Nnamdi Kanu's brother and probably whoever that was involved a lesson. But like I said, the awareness, the publicity, the visibility has been created already. So there is no going back. And I don't think that they can easily suppress how this particular news went viral. BBC, do you know what? BBC World, you can see the news here, World carried it. That means the entire world and universe saw it. Most people saw it. And most people are not aware of what's actually going on in the country. So that's why Bola Tinubu's government, I can boldly tell you for free, are not happy and are not even happy that this thing actually happened. Meanwhile, let me play a brief video for you to see how even blind people yesterday, participated in that particular protest. To tell you that the protest it really created very much visibility that even the blind participated. Let me play the video. We'll come back. We'll try to, analyze and wrap up more issues here. So from the video, you could see the passion and how this particular protest, in fact, the kind of magic this particular protest did, that even blind people had to come out to actually, lend their voice too in the call for the freedom of Nnamdi Kanu, and what they and protest against what they perceive as injustice. So if the blind can do this, to tell you how far Omoyele Sowore's protest went to. So I don't think anyone accusing him of collaborating with the Nigerian government to lure Nnamdi Kanu's brother and his lawyer to them is actually not telling himself the truth. This particular protest was actually sincere, and it actually made the impact it was intended to make. So Nnamdi Kanu's brother and the lawyer will definitely be released. Definitely, the Nigerian government is just flexing muscle and trying to, play gimmicks. But at the end of the day, they will be released. Do well to subscribe if this is your first time come across my video, and click on the notification button so you're notified whenever we drop important updates and gist like this. See you guys later.